End of the first half, Bills hit a big scramble drill play to get across the 50. Allen comes up, spikes the ball, sets the Bills up for their next play. 7 seconds to go in this half and no timeouts. When I was with the Falcons and Buccaneers, this is what we would call a blanket situation. This next play, it needs to either be in the end zone or you need to get yourself about 10 yards and out of bounds to put yourself in a makeable field goal situation. Anything that gets tackled in bounds is going to end the half and you come away with nothing. Here you'll see the Bills are going to run Dalton Kincade across the field. He's going to catch this ball with 1 second or less left in the half. They get out of bounds. Matt Prater comes in, drills the field goal. Now, to give you context as to what a blanket situation is, let's go and take a look at this rep from 2017. So we've got the Buccaneers and the Bears, 14 seconds to go in this half. You'll see the Bears have put 3 guys on each sideline. They've got 2 deep safeties. They know that since there's so little time on the clock and you have no timeouts, they're going to build what we called a blanket. Our defense called it blanket, so offensively we adopted that. They're saying that we've got all these guys on the boundary. You have no choice but to throw it into the middle of the field. When you do, we're going to rally to the football. We're going to get it on the ground. Time is going to expire and you're coming away with nothing. So to combat that, we had this blanket beating play, and we would run off and we would block the highest man on the sideline, and then the tight end would come and he would block this middle man, and he would make sure that he got his hat across his body, or the hope was that he would get his hat across that guy's body, because then the running back is going to come out of the backfield and he wants to get his hat upfield from this lowest guy, and they're going to try to pry apart this space right here, and we're going to run a drive concept from the field to the boundary. Whichever one of these guys is open is going to catch and then try to get between those 2 guys, prying it apart and get out of bounds. Here you'll see we hit Mike Evans on that shallow cross. It doesn't necessarily go to plan there on the sideline, but a great job by Mike finding his way out of bounds, putting us in that makeable field goal situation. Now, this situation's extremely niche, right? 1, you have to have the circumstances in the game, and 2, you have to get the blanket look from the defense. So to account for that, we could check in and out of this play. And if they didn't give us that blanket look, we would check out and run base offense, trying to get 3 guys on the sideline, get those yards, and get out of bounds, which brings us back to this Bills game. So let's start with the Ravens defense. Obviously not that exact same blanket look that we just saw from the Bears. In fact, they've got 5 guys playing underneath man coverage with outside leverage, saying we're not going to let you hit that out-breaking route on the sideline and get out of bounds. They've got a low hole help player for any crossers inside. They've got guys standing on that sideline at 10 to help for that 10-yard out that the offense is desperately trying to get. And they've got 3 guys as deep help defenders. If this turns into a Hail Mary, if the ball is caught in bounds, they are there to take both of those away. Let's take a look at the Bills side now. We're going to start here. Josh Allen, pre-snap, raises his hands up into the air. Everybody else echoing that call out. Now, we don't know the Bills' mechanics for sure, but my best guess says they're doing something similar to what we were doing in Tampa. They're coming out and they're saying, hey, wait a second, they don't have those 3 guys on the boundary. We don't need to block them. We've got man coverage. Instead, we need to run these man defenders out of here. So you 3 are changing things up. We're still good to go. Deep cross, shallow cross. They're both running with the advantage of outside leverage. So Allen changes those 3 guys up. We'll take a look here at the play, let it play out, and then we'll take a look 3 kind of specific instances within this play that make it work. And the first one we're going to start with is Keon Coleman. Keon Coleman is right here, and this is a small thing, but with the potential to be a big thing. The guy who's got him in man coverage, playing very much outside, which allows him to have eyes through Coleman back into the middle of the field. So Coleman starts buying this space into that guy, and as that guy starts to slow down, Coleman puts hands on him right about here, which really ensures there's no chance he can fall off and make a play on this crosser. Very heads up. Would the guy have been able to fall off and make a play? Don't know for sure, but once Coleman puts hands on him, no chance. Now the next guy we'll look at, Kincade right here. We'll see it better. We'll take a look from behind, a little easier to see. But right here, as he's making his break, he pushes off on that defender. Very good job of getting the guy covering him off balance at the break point. Helps create separation. Now let's jump to behind and we'll take a look at Allen making the check right there. Now let's take a look at his eyes, and it's very subtle. He needs to move. He's desperately trying to move that guy on the sideline because he knows that guy has the potential to be a factor on this deep cross. And you'll see it just as he clears this goalpost right here. You can see his eyes. They're down here. And now watch his body language and his hips. He's trying to adjust that guy with his eyes and body language, flips his hips, and rips that thing in there. Quickly back to the sideline, let's take a look at the effect this has on 53. Allen's eyes, the shallow cross coming. He's supposed to be taking away these crossing routes or outbreaking routes. They're able to manipulate him, bring him down just a couple steps out of that window, can't recover in time. Well done by the quarterback and the play design. Now let's take a look at Kincade from behind right here. As he's getting to that break point, extends and pushes off the DB. Yes, probably offensive pass interference, and no, they're not going to call it. This is the NFL. They want the offense to succeed. Your team can do it too. Ultimately, this is very, very good execution in a very critical situation by the Bills. They win this game by 1 point. They're able to hit the field goal right here for 3 points as time expires. The difference in an 11-game winning team, a 10-game winning team, a 9-game winning team, playoffs, team was okay, coach has got to go. You never know. Well done by the Bills.